good. I'm Rachel Ann Goodman. This is Talk of the Bay, and I'm joined by Kimberly Lacrosse. She is with a wonderful organization that's putting on an event in Watsonville. Welcome, Kimberly.
Hi there.
Hi. So, big event coming up on the 16th. Tell us who's involved and what's happening and why people might want to come.
Great, thank you. So this event is hosted by some kind of core organizations here in the Watsonville area. So that's Ecology Action, Growing Greatness, Gardenia y Bienestar, and Watsonville Notre Dame. And we're all sort of focused on health and wellness and getting people moving. And this event is free and for the entire community. We're basically trying to bring people together and break down barriers like cost or access to activities that they may or may not be able to do normally.
It looks really fun. You have a bike rodeo. What's that?
Yeah. We talk about this all the time. Do we need to change the name of this so people understand? It's basically like a bike course. Like there's some obstacles. It's sort of to help you build skills. And encounter things that you might encounter like, on a trail or on the road. So it really helps to kind of isolate skills and help you to develop those skills so that when you go back out into the world and the community, you're a more competent, confident bike rider.
That's a good thing to know because I know sometimes I see people on these rocky trails and it looks dangerous.
Well, and it is dangerous, right? It's that's another part of what we're doing is around education and safety. We believe that if we educate people with information and give them the actual skills that they can practice, then they'll be safer out in the community and we'll have more people walking and biking. This event is also connected to climate, right? And creating sustainable ways for people to get around and ways for them to, engage with other people and kind of grow a movement versus it being just, something that we're doing some of the time. We want it to be like a regular activity.
And Watsonville has so many great hiking and walking and bike trails. It's really super walkable community. People might not know that just driving through the center of town, but all the wetlands have trails near them and you can do bird watching and all that. So it looks like you're doing some of that nature hike stuff. Tell us about that.
Yes, and you bring up a really, really important point. So I was born in Watsonville, lived here for a lot of my life, and I've worked with a lot of youth while, I've been here, especially over the last 15 years. And there's youth that have come back from college to visit me. And I said, let's go for a walk on the Sluice Trail. And they were like, the what? And I was like, oh my gosh, they maybe aren't familiar because they don't know because no one has shown them. There's also a video out of a youth who had never been to the beach because here in Watsonville, there's not easy access to the beach. So this, again, is around education. A lot of people are afraid to try new things or go places that they're not familiar with. So what we're doing is kind of familiarizing them with adventure, familiarizing them with exploration, familiarizing them with going out and doing things with the community. And so this particular event is hosted at Pinto Lake County Park, but all throughout the year, we have different events that connect people to parks, they connect them to nature and connect them to each other. And I just tell you, something magical happens, right? We don't need a lot of money. We don't need a lot of stuff. We just need some time to kind of decompress and have some fun and play. If you look at children, they know how to play. And as we grow up, we forget. So this is a place where everyone, all generations, all ages can be together and have fun.
I don't know if you heard the interview I did earlier about what's happening with many immigrant families, but a lot of children are being kept indoors out of safety, worried that their parents might get deported. So I'm wondering, I hope it doesn't have any impact on turnout for you, but it was something I thought of as you're talking because I just talked to a reporter who talked to a lot of families and the children are kind of being almost like COVID, just kept inside. And so I'm hoping people feel safe and want to come out and be together in community the way you're describing because it's so very healing to be out in nature and to enjoy,
Yeah.
just the natural world. And there's so much of it in Watsonville. A lot of people don't know that the wetlands are just vast and
Mm,
full of birds and other wildlife.
exactly, exactly. And again, a great point. And it's something that we've actually talked about quite a bit in the planning. We are very acutely aware of what's going on because a lot of us here know someone or some of our team members who are actually experiencing what you're talking about. And it is heartbreaking. We have definitely seen an impact in the attendance of some of our events. It's starting to recover from that. But yeah, people are afraid. And so we're trying to create a safe space here where we, are in a place where we will be a stand for people to be safe and be close with each other. And we're hoping that, what is happening in other places will not deter people. And that's more why I think we feel like it is important to continue. Some people are like, oh, maybe you should stop doing events. And I think most of us feel like actually the opposite. These are our spaces where we belong, everybody belongs, and we belong together. And this is something that we do in all of our programming when we go to parks, whether it's city, county, state, national. We say, these are your parks, right? We live here. We contribute here. We're all in this together. And so we also need to steward them and take care of them. We're not just consuming, right, and leaving garbage anywhere. We're like, hey, we see something that needs to be fixed over here, or, so we could call that in, or we could move a branch out of the way, or, things like that. So we're really trying to create a holistic experience where people feel like this is their place and they belong.
It's really beautiful the way you put that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Especially when there was talk of selling off our public lands. That just felt so un-American to me because the national parks, our parks, our public lands are literally ours to steward, to enjoy. And even a public park like Pinto Lake is a respite from the city life. So it's great you're having it there. You also are doing mindfulness. Tell me more about the yoga and mindfulness track of this event on the 16th in Pinto Lake.
Well, I'm going to tell you, what's so special about what we're doing? It's not overly produced. It is grassroots people from the community hosting these events without it being something where it's like, oh gosh, I'm going to go to a yoga class where everybody knows the moves and they know what they're doing. You know what we do in our events? We're twisting and we might fall over and we're being perfectly imperfect together. And we are trying to, again, break down these barriers of a $20, $25 class. It's free. Or go for a walk where it's $40, $45. No, everybody can come for this walk. Everybody can come for this hike, and it's not an experience where people are not talking through it. We're laughing through it. We're talking through it. We're just trying to create a very, very different experience where people are, I don't know how else to say it. They're experiencing it together. And we're breaking down that sort of stifled, like hierarchical, I know better. No, it's like we all deserve access to mindfulness, and we are really fine to have it be messy and imperfect, because you know what? That's how life really is. And the more of that we have, and the more we embrace that, and the more we create a space where it's okay to be uncomfortable, where it's okay to grow, it's okay to stretch, and it's challenged by choice. People who want to do it, and if they don't want to, they don't do it. And creating spaces like that where there isn't pressure, magic happens again.
I love it. It's such a great idea that you put together. I mean, I think of the times when people had, three-legged races and bag races and all the things you do, when you're all hanging out and having fun. And you're also providing free food. Talk about that, because nobody doesn't like a free meal.
Well, exactly. So this is, again, something we know. So we do have a little bit of funding, but again, we're very grassroots. You know what I call us? Scrappy. We just put this together. We're like, we want to make this happen, and then we just start doing it. And so the food is an important piece because we know that food brings people together. So, we try to have almost all the food as possible, be healthy food. But different people contribute. So we're going to have some barbecue. The rice, the frijoles y arroz are going to be made by one of our moms, by people who are part of our community. We have one of the nonprofits is bringing the fruits and the vegetables. We have another Esperanza Farm bringing food that they grow. So this is, again, what we're doing is an example of collaboration, right? Where we're better together because we take the strengths of each of us, and when we put them together, something amazing happens versus it being like, oh, we're just doing this event. And no, what we're doing is everybody's participating, and the money that we do have is all going right back into the community. So it's like supporting and self-sustaining and supporting the people who live here.
Is this something you might be repeating or a one-off?
Oh, we hope to repeat it. We can also just announce also now that we are going to bring back what's called open streets to the Watsonville community. It hasn't happened since 2018, so we're calling it Calles Libres. And so we are going to continue to do events that are larger scale community events that everybody's welcome at. And we hope that this will be the first annual. So we're hoping for some good attendance and some good feedback from the community. And lastly, I'm just going to add, we're going to have a little chill zone, which is, also about self-care. And that's where people can we're going to have some hammocks. We're going to have some art. We're going to have some rock painting. We're going to have some water, tasting. We're just going to have a lot of everything here is going to be experiential. So instead of having tables that are like a barrier where when people walk up, they feel intimidated, we have very few tables. Everything is interactive, where people are connected through conversation, and again, everything is bilingual also, so that everybody can attend and they don't feel like language is a problem.
You put together an amazing thing, and I want to commend you for all the work you're collectively bringing to Watsonville. Again, it's happening on the 16th at Pinto Lake, and it's an all-day thing, 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
I just want to thank you for having us here, and thank you for acknowledging what we're doing. It really means a lot to us. And I just really appreciate the time and us being able to share what we're up to. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and keep us in mind for next year, because maybe we can come in and do some fun radio stories with people. So keep us in mind. That would be
fun. Yeah, let's do that. Stories are the best.
I love it. Thank you so much, Kimberly Lacrosse. Good luck with your event.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm Rachel Ann Goodman. Thank you for listening. That's Talk of the Bay for another Thursday. It's great to be back. Dr. Don Motica is up next, but first, it's time for First Person Singular. Thanks for listening. Keep supporting K-Squid, ksqd.org, KSQT Ferndale, KSQD Santa Cruz.